What is the Tana Accelerator? Who is it for? Why would it be useful? Why would you want to do it? These are all good questions, and I'm going to dive into those a little bit in this video. So what is it? What is the Tana Accelerator? It is 4 1-hour sessions that you book with me. That's very surface level. It provides some structure, but it's also super flexible. I'm going to get into that more when I talk about the format though. First, let's talk about who it's for. So I would say the standard experience, the expectation for who the typical customer is going to be would be someone who's taken my course or someone else's course, maybe several courses, and they understand at least the basics of Tana. They probably know a lot more than the basics, but there's probably several areas where they just keep hitting roadblocks and they don't understand this concept or how to move forward and make progress in this area. And that is the typical experience, the typical customer that I would be expecting to sign up for a Tana Accelerator. But it's not exclusively for that type of customer. You could also be someone who's really advanced, and actually you want to ask questions about things that might even challenge me in my understanding of Tana. That's cool. You bring up questions to me and I will work on and try to figure out what the answers to that could be. And then we'll come back and I'll tell you what I found out. At the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe you are a complete beginner. You haven't taken any courses yet at all. We can go there too. And that's the beauty of Tana Accelerator in how I have structured it. It's not super structured from your perspective, typically. Let's go into the structure right now, actually. So it's inspired by my time when I was in the Techstars Accelerator a long time ago. But the way that works in an accelerator environment is initially you're just meeting with mentor. They're called mentors. They're like big time investors or people who are experienced in whatever industry you're in. All sorts of people who are very smart, lots of experience. They're not shy about sharing their opinions. During that first period, everyone experiences this thing that they call mentor whiplash, because you hear one thing from one mentor. The very next meeting, 20 minutes later, you hear the exact opposite, and both of them have great reasons for telling you these opposites. And in a way, they might also both be completely true. And it's your job to sort all that out. Now, what I'm doing in the Tana Accelerator, the first meeting, I'm going to be pinging you and poking you with all sorts of questions. What do you want to do? What do you know so far? I may share my screen and go through some things. Each time I'm learning more information about who you are, what you're interested in, what your Tana love language is, and how I can communicate with you to better educate you on the best way forward in the path that you want to go. So that's the first session. It's inspired by that mentor whiplash feeling. You may feel a little bit disoriented after that first session, and if you do, it's perfectly fine. I came away from that learning a lot about you, which is very important for the next sessions. Because after that, the second session is really about making significant progress towards whatever your goals are. Maybe we explicitly called out what those goals are in the first meeting. Maybe we did it. Maybe I just have a good idea of what your goals are, because maybe you didn't come in with a solid plan of I want to accomplish X. That's fine. I make adjustments so you don't have to. But the second session, by then we're making big progress. And then the third session, we understand the problem space very well now. The problem space of what you want to learn, what you want to accomplish. And now we're making progress within that area. We are fine-tuning what we're working on, how we're working on it, and how we're going to make the next and final stage of progress after that, which is the fourth session. That is where we tie it all together and we have you ready to take on whatever challenges lie next for you. Now, let me speak to the flexibility for a little bit, because This is optimized for complete flexibility and complete control by you over what time, how frequently we meet, and at what pace, what we learn, what we talk about, what you want me to teach you. In fact, there's no limit. There's no time window that you have to schedule the meetings, for instance. You could schedule them back to back to back, and we might be done in a week. On the other hand, at the other end of the spectrum, maybe you have nothing that you want to talk to me about right now, but you have a feeling that it would be good if I could reach out to Nick anytime that I have a problem in the future. You might buy a package from me of the Tana Accelerator, and you don't schedule a meeting for a couple months. Then you run into some thorny issue. You book a meeting with me. So there's all sorts of applications for how you could use this. And I would recommend, if you've got some money to burn, buy one of those packages, even if you're not interested in talking right now. But if there's a big discount right now, or also the prices, I imagine, will go up over time. If you have a good idea that you're gonna want to reach out to me at some point, I would recommend that. Store it for future use. I'm looking at my notes now. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. The only other thing is I want to kind of stress what Tana Accelerator is not. It's not another course. It's not a formula. I don't approach each person exactly the same way. It is completely individualized. Yeah, I think that's everything. Later.